So I think that they're gonna find out in the long run, and I'm usually right about this type of stuff. I always like to give the disclaimer that I ain't a psychic, but, because I'm always right about this shit. What it is, I'm just a real good deductive reasoner. Now, I'm going to tell you some things that I noticed about the Carlee situation, the Carlee Russell situation that nobody else is talking about. First of all, I'm pretty sure that the family is in on it. If not the whole family, the mother at least. I'm suspecting the mother is in on it the most. It might even be the mother's plot. So I'm going to just go on and put the mother as the mastermind. And I will tell you why I really think she might be the mastermind. We're going to talk about it, right? Let's start from the beginning. You know how they have a meme and it'd be like nobody. And then it'd be like nobody said nothing. And then the person come out and say something nobody asked them about. That's exactly what Carlee's mama did. It was like she kept pushing the narrative from the beginning, and she would throw certain things in there that lined up with eventually what happened and what you could tell they were gonna try to do. So the first thing was, everybody knows how much she loves her food.
And I was telling my husband and I were talking. Today she was just so happy, or yesterday, she was just so happy. All the way up until I talked to her at 9:19, she was just so happy. And anybody that knows our daughter knows she loves food. And the fact that she was willing to give me her meal because they left her meal off meant a lot to me. And when she got home, I was gonna give her a big hug and tell her thank you, because I know you love your food.
Like, what? This little story she was telling. So when I seen the thing about the food being left in the car, and then the mother brings it up, and I'm thinking, okay, she took the snacks, she took the toilet paper, she bought the food first, and then she went and bought the snacks. So why would she even buy some food and then go buy some snacks and all that, right? The food was the shit but a plot device. And the fact that when she was gone and her mother tried to point to that and bring that up out of nowhere, everybody that knows Carlee knows she loves her food, and when she left her food, like, I'm like, shit, she trying to add little plot devices. That's what bad liars do. Black people, we not good at this. We not good at doing this. Making up shit, trying to get away with shit and all that. We not good at that, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking, that shit is crazy. Then I always look at the body language of the dad. The dad knew himself that the mom was dialing it in, just saying things kind of. He really knew it was going a certain way, so he would follow her lead.
Bubbly personality, loving heart, giving, just joyful in nature.
She's a fighter too. She's joyful and she's laid back, but if it's a chance for her to put up a fight to try to save her life, she's gonna do everything she can to put up a fight.
What did you do when you saw her?
We tried to hug her as best we could, but I had to stand back because she was not in a good state. So we had to stand back and let medical professionals work with her. But it's okay.
But then by the time that interview hit, I'm gonna tell you what alerted the dad. He couldn't look that interviewer lady in the eyes because she had a look of incredulous look on her face. She wasn't believing the mother. Like, she was asking her questions and it wasn't making sense. You got to think this is an interviewer that did this a bunch of times before. So when the mother is saying she can't give details on this abduction, she like, what?
And can you tell me what happened Saturday night? Did you just get a knock at the door?
Anything leading to the case itself, we can't discuss that. There were actually just so many calls and texts from people who maliciously lied to us. I just didn't know people could be so evil. She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Her family now urging the public to let the investigation play out, but mentioning an abductor. Her mother asking to read a brief message to the public.
Carlee has given detectives her statement so that they can continue to pursue her abductor.
We've asked to interview Carlee a second time, but have not been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers.
Like, why is it being kept under wraps? And it's supposed to be, and you are saying that it's an abductor, you will say that much, but you are going so far as to keep details under wraps. That's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? It's more like they trying to protect Carlee. And then in the interview, she didn't say Carlee was dealing with the trauma of being kidnapped off the side of the road. She said she was dealing with the trauma of people accusing her of making false allegations against her.
She's having to deal with the trauma of people just making completely false allegations about her.
Now, one thing I want to tell you is when I heard Carlee's mom say that she's having to deal with all of the trauma from the rumors or things that people are saying about her. When I saw that yesterday, that really rubbed me wrong, because I thought, why is she on the internet? Did Carlee get abducted for a couple days and now she's at home on Facebook and TikTok and it's traumatizing her? I don't know, you guys. It just was weird, because I just felt like if I was Carlee and somebody had just had me for 2 days and I had managed to be one of the few people that escapes in one piece, the last thing I'm gonna worry about is what people are saying about me on Facebook or TikTok, right? I'm over here praising the Lord like I'm alive and well, and I don't care. People can say I am a beluga whale. I don't care what they say about me at this point. But her mom used the words that she's having to deal with people traumatizing her from what they're saying. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Carlee's mom is being a very protective mom, but it makes no sense.
So really, that wasn't Carlee dealing with that trauma. Carlee just got home. That was her mama dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's because the family know the mama. Let me tell you something that happened that they wasn't talking about, a lot of people wasn't talking about. Some channels was talking about it. So they said they got a call from Carlee and she was at the Red Roof Inn in Atlanta.
While Carlee was missing, the family went to Atlanta to look for her. Now, mind you, they're in Birmingham, Alabama, okay? The family allegedly went to Atlanta, Georgia. None of us knew this, right? And it was rumored that they went without telling anybody, just like allegedly they went straight up to the Red Roof Inn. And so, listen to this.
Joining me live now from Atlanta via Zoom are Carlee's parents, Carlos and Talitha Russell. Mr. and Mrs. Russell, thanks so much for making the effort to speak with us here tonight. You say that you're in Atlanta. Has there been a tip or information that has come in that your daughter could possibly be in the Atlanta area?
Yes, we received a tip, but we had already planned to search the Georgia area. The tip turned out not to be a viable tip. Nonetheless, we had planned to visit and search the Georgia area.
6 carloads of people in the lobby at the Red Roof Inn saying that Carlee called from there. Now, mind you, Carlee's mom allegedly released this statement, though, and said that people were cruel and sent a text. But the people that called 911 said that the family that was up there said that Carlee called from the Red Roof Inn.
754 unclassified complaint, 1466 Montgomery Highway at the Red Roof Inn. The front office, per caller, family members at this location saying they received a call from the female that's missing, Carlee Russell. 754 family members are saying they received a call from the female saying she was at this location.
The lady who was at the desk called the police and said, yeah, it's a family up here saying they got a call from the missing girl. That was part of the plot. She faked her abduction and she was supposed to somehow make it to Atlanta to the Red Roof Inn because the shit was getting out of hand. The manhunt, all that. It was too many people looking for her, so she couldn't make it to the rendezvous point, which is the Red Roof Inn. You know, the pickup truck story was supposed to drive it home that it was somebody that was on the road and they was like moving.
During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. The male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded, but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists.
So I guess that was supposed to incite like images of like somebody that's just moving, like they on the road. You know, you think of pickup trucks and 18-wheelers, you think of somebody driving, right? So that's what that was about. And then the story with the man with the orange hair and all that, and she was in the trailer of a pickup truck, and she was in the back of a car, and then she don't know what happened. She was in the truck and all that. All that was just BS. You know what I'm saying? To try and say how, you know, she got away from the area and all that. That was a bunch of plot filler. But see, it's a lot of things that they don't really count on. They're gonna keep asking her the story over and over. As shit ain't sounding right, as she not looking right, they gonna be looking at her, asking her the same questions over and over. She's gonna get nervous, her story gonna change. The mom is really worried about if it's gonna blow back on her. The mom is worried about when they crack Carlee, if she's gonna tell that it was a whole plot that all of them was in on. After Carlee made the 911 call, the second person to call 911 was the mother, and the first thing she did was help drive home some of that narrative.
The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line.
The mother was the only person that said something about the abductor. The mother was the only person that was pushing the scream, and we heard the scream on the phone, even though I know that was her and Carlee weak-ass plot, and they called her ex-boyfriend's sister to kind of throw her in the mix and shit, and I guess maybe from what some people said, she wanted the boyfriend's sympathy or something because he left her for some type of stripper or something. It's the mother was lying. You could see the look in her face, the fake tear faces, the defending the story and not feeling sympathetic about the kidnapping. No explanation for the kid, her never even mentioning the kid. It's like they knew it wasn't a kid involved. And then she keep on saying something about Carlee's mental state because they thought they was finna mental illness their way out of this. And that's what make me think the mother is involved about thinking about Carlee getting cracked by the FBI. Because at this point, they got all this information without even talking to the parents. The parents are the ones shielding Carlee, saying, oh, she not in the right mental state, so she can't talk and she can't give information. Negative. They trying to get their plot together. And meanwhile, the Secret Service is involved in the FBI. So when y'all see This Is Right, I want you to like and sub right now to Macworld, you know what I'm saying, and hit that bell icon for more content, right? But when you see This Is Right, you gotta subscribe to my channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I always know what the fuck I'm talking about. The mother was in on it. The family was in on it. ATL was supposed to be the rendezvous point. She blew it. The mother nervous. The daddy know the gig is up. That's why he was looking like that at the conference. I'm out.